Our eyes see just this teeny tiny fraction of reality. I mean, most of the universe is completely invisible to us. So just for a second, let's play a game. Let's imagine we could change that. What would happen if we could suddenly see everything?
Imagine a pair of glasses, right? And these glasses let you see every single wavelength of light. We're talking from the longest radio waves to the shortest, most energetic gamma rays. What would the world actually look like? Well, the answer is way more chaotic and honestly, way more beautiful than you could ever imagine.
Yeah, you heard that right. The very first feeling you'd have wouldn't be enlightenment, it would be just sheer sensory overload. A blinding, confusing, and frankly terrifying flood of new information that your brain just is not built to handle. But what if you could get used to it? What if you could adjust? Okay, so to really get what we're missing, we have to appreciate just how little we see right now. This little sliver of the rainbow, this tiny band of color, that's it. That's all human vision is designed to see. Everything else, the vast, vast majority of the universe's information, is completely dark to us. So, let's put on the glasses and step outside. I think the first thing you'd realize is that our modern cities are probably the brightest, most visually noisy places in the entire universe. And this is where your perception of reality just completely shatters. You see that quiet little plastic box in the corner of your room? With these glasses on, it would suddenly become a radiant star, a pulsating sun, constantly blasting out these enormous, expanding bubbles of light that pass right through the walls. And it wouldn't stop there. Oh no. The air itself would feel thick with energy. Cell towers would be like blinding lighthouses, flashing constantly. Your phone would be glowing right there in your pocket. And if you got anywhere near an airport, you'd see these colossal, rhythmic beams of radar just slicing through the sky. So, after the shock of the city wears off a bit, you'd probably turn to look at another person. And that's when things would get even weirder, because we wouldn't look solid anymore. Instead of seeing skin and clothes, you'd see this shimmering aura of heat, an infrared glow just leaking from their collars and cuffs. And right beneath that glowing surface, you'd see this dark, incredibly intricate web of their entire Venus system.
And what's crucial to understand is that each spectrum would be like a different diagnostic tool. With thermal infrared, you'd literally see a fever or an injury glowing hot. Near infrared would show you every vein just under the skin. UV light would reveal sun damage years before you could ever see it. And yeah, with X-ray vision, you'd see their actual skeleton moving inside them. It's not just a fantasy. This is the very basis for a ton of modern medicine.
And look, this isn't some far-off science fiction. Medical technology has already figured out how to harness these invisible lights to give doctors superpowers. Infrared cameras spot fevers in airports. These cool devices called vein finders use near-infrared to make getting an IV a breeze. And of course, X-rays let us see the very bones inside of us. We're already using these glasses, really, just one spectrum at a time.
Okay, let's leave the city behind for a minute. If you went out into the natural world, you discover that nature has its own secret language, and it's written in a vocabulary of light that we were just never meant to see.
I mean, take a simple flower, like a dandelion. To us, it might just look plain yellow. But to a bee which can see in the ultraviolet spectrum, that flower has a completely different pattern. It's a landing strip, a bullseye, specifically designed to guide the bee directly to the nectar. It's amazing.
And oh, the view of a forest. It would be absolutely breathtaking. Because healthy plants reflect near-infrared light so strongly, the deep green woods would completely transform into this landscape of brilliant, snowy white. It's this ethereal, otherworldly sight that photographers actually call the wood effect. And finally, for our last stop, let's look up. You know that peaceful, dark night sky you love? Well, it's an illusion. It's a beautiful lie that our limited vision tells us. The reality is so much more violent.
With your Omni-Spectrum glasses on, that quiet darkness would be completely replaced by this chaotic masterpiece. You'd see these huge, vast clouds of glowing gas, the constant flicker of cosmic rays zapping the atmosphere, and this brilliant, blazing band of light coming from the core of our own galaxy.
You could never, ever look directly at the sun again. It would just be this overwhelming blast of energy in every single spectrum. The whole sky would be alive with these tiny random sparks from high-energy particles. And the Milky Way, it would no longer be a faint, dusty band, but a blazing galactic highway right there above you.
And here's one last, really bizarre twist.
If you went back inside your house after all that, you'd suddenly feel trapped. You see, standard window glass is opaque to most UV and infrared light, so your clear windows would suddenly look like these dark, foggy walls.
0.0035%. That's the number. That's the number that really puts all of this into perspective. I mean, all of human history, all of our art, our entire perception of the world has been based on seeing less than 0.004% of what's really out there.
Think about that. Our reality is filtered through this incredibly narrow keyhole. We are, for all intents and purposes, blind to 99.99% of the light that surrounds us at all times. So it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other fundamental forces, or heck, even entire dimensions, are hiding in plain sight, just waiting for us to find the right way to see?